All right, we're here with.
The Queen of Krump, Miss Prissy.
Let's get on to some history and some factual information.
Okay, well, for starters, I've been around since '99 when it was strictly clown dancing. I think the first person I met when I got into the game was Tight Eyes. He's who I had to battle to become a clown dancer. And so after he and I battled, he was the captain for the guys and I was the captain for the girls. So it started like that. And then he and I, along with Miho and Little C, who danced for our brothering like clown group, Homeboy the Clown, we got picked up by Tommy the Clown, which was like the hottest of the hotness. So we were dancing with him. And then, of course, you guys seen Rise that escalated into us taking, street dance to a bigger platform, which is to cinematic form. And I think that with the progression of Krump and where it is now, a lot of people don't really respect the pillars and the elders who planted the seed to even give dancers today the thought process to create Krump moves. And I think that more so of looking for the elders to constantly get up and battle each other, understand that you should be looking to your elders for interviews like this. You should be looking to your elders to uplift the Krump movement and not downplay the Krump movement and the people that are in it. At times, as vets like myself, we do get caught up in the he say, she say, but it's important to ground yourself with facts and know that a lot of people that are here now weren't there when we first laid that first slab of concrete, and those opinions are going to fly like assholes. No pun intended, sorry. But it is what it is, and I feel like right now, Krump is at a very miscellaneous state. Some people are choosing to be organic. Some people are choosing to keep it like more like of a blood sport, and others use it for what it is, its natural purposes, which is to be artistically expressive.
Now, when it comes to music, can you give us some insight and info on the J Squad?
Oh God, yes. J Squad has to be the biggest influence in Krump. Whoever tries to stray away needs to understand that they influenced the Krump sound. It doesn't matter, no disrespect to any new producers that are out, but understand that you all got your blueprint from them. It's just as simple as me saying what inspired me to get into clown dancing was the same girl I ended up battling in Rise, La Nina. I saw her in Battle Zone 1. I was intrigued, I was moved, and I was inspired. At that time, I was strictly doing ballet, and it takes an adult, one, to understand where your inspiration comes from. I knew that my inspiration to get into the movement was my opponent, La Nina, and that also needs to be understood in Krump theory / Krump music. Your inspiration is the J Squad, and their inspiration is 50 Cent and Dipset and Black Rob and Graph, the sound that we were dancing to before they even developed the actual Krump sound.
There is a division, like with the new Krumpers and the old ones. Now, with that division, what are some things that you have to say about it? Like, because there's a disrespect, and with the disrespect, one, how can we solve it?
Okay. As far as like the disrespect that's going on in Krump, I think that comes from us as the vets not cleaning up the mess that we've made. You have to understand that gossip is carried, and the mere fact that there was a point in time where myself and Little C and Tight Eyes and Miho and Slayer, there was a disconnect, which caused us to each spread out and do our own thing and create our own opinions. It's very important as vets that we understand that we all planted the same seed at the same time. Krump will always and forever be a collective effort. This is not a solo man's project. This is something that is built by the community. This is built by your circumstance. It's not built off of one man's chest pop. It's built off all the heartbeats that's going on in that room. Because what point is it to call yourself the greatest when there's no one there to give you the 10? You got to get the validation from those that are aspiring to be just like you. So instead of looking at Krump as this miscellaneous mess right now, I just feel like if one day, hopefully soon, the vets can get together on one accord, I think that we can polish up the mess that we made. Because it's our fault.
Now, with events now, I'm gonna go back a little bit to Krump Arena. With Krump Arena, can you give some description / experience that you got from that event?
The Krump Arena is thrown by the J Squad. So I think that what I like the most is that they were producers taking the initiative to push their sound by throwing events. And I think that's very smart. You know, like people put out mixtapes. You know, Drake puts out a mixtape before he puts out an album. It's proper promotion. And what I liked with the J Squad is instead of dropping albums, they would drop Krump Arenas and you dance to their music, which pulled you in to want to buy an album. And that's smart marketing, you know? And I always appreciated that about the J Squad because their marketing tool was always on a positive note and ever growing. So I think that if more people, hey, as long as more people think that way, I think that the sound in Krump will progress as well.
There's negatives and positives in anything, any subject, doesn't matter. With that being stated, can you give us some insight on that a little bit? And I'm talking about on the West Coast, unity is a big issue. But at the same time, overseas, they're throwing huge events, united. Like, can you say what you think about that?
Well, what people first have to understand is Krump was birthed in the early 2000s. So we're kind of already at the 15-year mark, you know? Like, we're kind of like everyone here, the mecca of Krump, this is old for us. So what is happening overseas is what happened with the Dunamis, is what's happened with Krump Arena, is what happened with the Blick Zone, the 818. You know, these are all things that we were doing, you know, consistently and all the time. And now those things have kind of died out because people's circumstances have changed. And I think that it's dope that in Europe, they're keeping that alive, you know, by throwing these events. I'm like, dang, why can't us as the pioneers come together as a collective and do something like that and do like a worldwide Krump situation where it's thrown by me, Daisy, Little C, Tie-Dye, Slayer, Miho, and we're the judges. People are waiting and dying to see something like that happen, but egos are in the way. I admit, everyone knows I have a big ego, but outside of this, I'm a queen. I'm a queen outside of Krump. I call myself the Queen of Krump, not because I'm the greatest at the dance, it's because I'm the top at the pioneering, period. No one can supersede that. And I think that what is coming across, what's coming across negatively is the way that I attack my opponents or the way that I address issues. I address issues the same way Tie-Dyes does. It's just I'm a woman. So when I'm doing it, it looks bad. You know? Like, it looks like, oh, what are you doing? Like, you shouldn't be doing that. But at the same time, that's my job. My job is to correct the wrongs. So, yeah. Shout out to all the black queens all over the world. I'm here. Fist in the air. Pump, pump. Black Lives Matter. Peace.
Thank you.
J Squad.